Before we look at how to show fractions on number lines, let's review what a fraction is. You know how to count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. But what if you have an amount in between 0 and 1, like this? This is 2/3 of a pie. There are 2 slices left. That number becomes the numerator. That's the number on top. The pie was divided into 3 slices total. 1, 2, 3. This number becomes the denominator, the number on the bottom. 2 out of 3 slices are remaining. That is 2/3 of a pie. How much is 2/3 of a pie? It's more than 0. 0 means nothing, no pie at all. So we definitely have more than that. It's also less than 1. 1 means a full pie. We don't have that much. We have an amount that's in between 0 and 1. Now, let's learn how to write fractions on a number line. Since we just talked about 2/3 of a pie, let's use 2/3 as our first fraction. Here's a number line that goes from 0 to 1. Where does 2/3 belong? Well, 2/3 means that if you divided something whole into 3 pieces, you'd have 2 of those pieces. So let's start by dividing 1 into 3 pieces. These are thirds. Now let's count. 0, 1/3, 2/3, 1. Or we could say 3/3. 3/3 and 1 are the same number. So, to show 2/3 on a number line, we put a dot right here. Notice that it's closer to 1 than it is to 0. Let's ask ourselves, does this make sense? Well, when we have 2/3 of a pie, that's closer to being a full pie than an empty pie, right? Okay, let's look at some other fractions. How about 1/2? 1/2 means we have 1 out of 2 pieces. Let's start with an empty number line again, going from 0 to 1. Let's divide it into 2 even pieces. 0, 1/2, 1, also known as 2 halves. Here's the location of 1/2. How about a harder one? Let's draw 7/10. Here's our number line again. If we divide it into 10 even pieces, it looks like this. Let's label each tenth. And here's the location of 7/10, right here. There's a common mistake when creating number lines, and let's see what that is. Let's say we want to show fourths. Some people might think that to show fourths, we have to draw 4 lines. Let's try that out. But this doesn't give us fourths. It actually gives us fifths. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To divide into fourths, we only need to draw 3 even lines. Here are our 3 lines. And now we can count 4 segments. Let's do one last problem. This time, we're going to start with a number line that goes from 0 to 2. How would we show 4/5? First of all, remember that 4/5 is between 0 and 1, so it's going to be in this part of the number line. So, let's divide this part of the number line into fifths. Now, counting from 0, we have 0, 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5. 4/5. Here's the location of 4/5 on our number line.